Musing While Boozing. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I know.
Hey everybody, brand new podcast, and let me tell you, this one's something epic. It is finally here. We've been trying to put this one in the books for a little while now, but tonight's episode is the big crossover episode. That's right. Two Manitoba-made podcasts, Musing While Boozing and True Crime 204, finally got the schedules to work out, got together, and Mike and I were joined by Susan and Julie from True Crime 204, and we managed to do a mashup, crossover, epic, call it whatever the fuck you want podcast, where we got together, hang out for the evening, and discuss actually a local true crime story that literally took place 2-3 minutes drive from the man cave where Musing While Boozing is recorded. So we had a fantastic evening. It was a blast. The girls were awesome. They came over, and I think it worked out incredibly well. Definitely one of my most favorite podcasts we've done. Today was a busy day. We're actually thinking of doing some of these pre-reads here with Wendy in the near future. It's something we had talked about. I mean, she's interested in the podcast. She always has some crazy opinions. And so it made me think it's a good idea, but we're thinking of just having her include a little blurb here in the beginning and before we cut to the main part of the episode. So that may be coming in the near future. We'll see how that works out. Today I spent the day with actually my brother Adam doing some quick work. Adam's moving off to Vancouver with his family, Vancouver Island. And it got me thinking, about the last time, as you get older, not so much thinking about dying, but it got me thinking about the last time you might ever do something. I mean, you never know the way life works. And it got me it'd be really cool, although it would probably change exactly how you lived, if there was some little warning bell that go off would say, hey, this is the last time you're ever going to eat at your favorite Chinese food restaurant because something's going to happen. Or this is the last time. It doesn't have to be something momentous, like people are always saying, the last time I remember talking to someone before they died, or I wish I would have said I love you, or, those things that show up in movie scripts. But I'm thinking more of the more mundane stuff, like the last time you ever drive down a street, or the last time that you go to eat again at a favorite restaurant, or in this case, maybe the last time that you do renovations with your brother because, he's moving away. I know life's going to get busy. He's moving, 12, 14 hours away. I don't know when we're going to get a chance to do things like this again. So it just got me thinking about the last times things happen. And this isn't going anywhere. This is not part of the episode, but it was something I was thinking about before I came home, knowing I have to put together the little intro read here today. Today's episode is, of course, brought to you again by Brazen Hall. Actually ran down to Brazen Hall before we recorded. Jeremy was there. He sent us home with 2 jugs of his amazing beer de garde. That's definitely one of my favorites. I love Brazen Hall. Every time I go there, it is absolutely packed. I love what they're doing here locally. If you're ever in the Winnipeg area, again, please head down there. Say hi to Jeremy for me. Tell them that Musing While Boozing sent you, and I guarantee you'll have a great time. When I walked in there, it's just to pick up the beer for the evening, I bumped into 2 of my friends, so shout out to Glenn and Donna who were there, and of course they were talking about the podcast, interested in coming down. Actually, we may have them on the show sometime in the future. Of course, everybody has feet. You're looking down at your feet and you're thinking, oh God, what's the most boring part of my wardrobe? Well, for most people, it's their socks. And let's fix that up. If you go to radsocks.ca/podcast, they'll be sure to ensure that your sock game goes through the roof. Your feet will go from boring to stylish. And these are things that'll help you get noticed. So everybody needs to wear socks. My thought is, why wear boring ones? Check out radsocks.ca/podcast. Support someone who's trying to start their own homegrown business, and as well, let them know that you're a big fan of the show and that the Musing While Boozing podcast sent them there. So we like to support someone's local. I wouldn't mind if you give them a shout out. Mike and I love the socks we wear, and we hope to see his businesses grow and grow. So this is it. I won't hold back. I'll let you get to it. It's our epic crossover podcast. It's our first foray into true crime. We actually had a blast talking about to murder, our own thoughts on how it all happened, what it came down, little insights we were able to add because it was local. Definitely something we'd like to do again. We loved having the girls over, and I think in the future you could see more interesting podcasts, crossover events. There are a few other ones in this city that I'm communicating with, and we'd love to do more of this. So we get to expose to a whole different genre without having to change your feed. Everybody likes it easy. Folks, keep listening. Thanks again. Enjoy and keep musing while boozing.
Musing while boozing, because the best thinking happens while drinking. Hot topics over cold drinks.
Hey, buddy. Back again.
Here we are.
Cheers. So, we have special guests here this evening, as I would have mentioned in the promo that you would have heard before this. With us tonight are the ladies from... Well, another podcast has joined us this evening. We're going to combo it up a bit. So this is new for us, too, as well. We're pretty excited. To my far right is...
I'm Susan.
Hey, Susan. And what is the name of your show?
I'm from True Crime 204.
I love it. And you brought a special guest with you?
Yeah, my sister.
Twin sister.
Yeah.
Twin sister.
Yeah, I thought you looked surprisingly familiar.
Yeah, I'm Julie.
Excellent. And you are obviously from the other genre. We've talked about true crime podcasts in the past, those rock stars of the podcast world that just put up a 2-minute commercial and suddenly gets 900 downloads. And you're like, that's just bloody incredible. And meanwhile, the rest of us, peons scraping a living on, yes, 2 downloads today. Sweet.
How many of them were you?
Yeah, exactly. Testing to make sure the feed is working.
Now are you going to have to add like a sister site once the 431 area code gets...
She has
Okay, so far everyone's been killed in Manitoba, still the 204 area code. No 431ers has been killed yet.
Yes.
We said you guys were...
Oh my god, knock on wood.
We said you ladies were coming, and Mike's son Caden was upstairs, and so he, of course, he's a little bit oblivious, but God bless you, Caden. He's like, so like a murder podcast. So what? They just like wait till someone gets killed? I'm like, no, they don't actually investigate the. They're not, I guess it'd be cool to like follow. I guess if there was a huge active murder, you guys would probably jump all over it.
Probably.
But I said no. They look over older ones too as well. He's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
It is Winnipeg. We probably could just hop all
let's just all take the studio for a drive and head to Spence Street and wait 20 minutes and find someone frozen to the ground. But
wait for a bus on Main Street.
Portage.
what was
Portage Place? There was a big assault there.
Yeah, I was just
the video.
Yeah.
It was just like crazy because they're making the announcement about making downtown safer at the same time that someone got assaulted outside,
but not killed. So safer. So
there we go.
Our massive amount of listeners that are in California, again, we're talking to you directly. If you come to Winnipeg, come in the summer, and just don't go to Portage Place. Although you only get assaulted and not killed. But we digress. We're already off topic.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say that's the dirt mall of Winnipeg. So, I mean, it might have been a time it was a good mall, but now it's the dirt
It was
mall.
never a good mall. It was a bad idea. And they got, balls deep in $16 million and had to just find some way to make money out of it. So,
I feel safe before 6.
Mike actually works downtown.
Oh yeah.
So we talked about with you ladies before you came, being the true crime area and murders in general, and of course, so I made a suggestion about a case that happened here in Charleswood. So here's where I'll let you take the lead, and we will, just yell funny things at you and serve your sister drinks, and we'll get through the next hour to hour and a half.
The next home brew.
I mean, I know a little bit about it, but this is obviously your expertise. So why don't you set the stage for our listeners? Because this is truly, probably for 99% their first experience with true crime.
Okay.
That is not our demographic.
I'm scared.
You're not gonna get murdered. It's okay.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, this is anonymous. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Nobody can see anything. It's just voices.
So, at 8 a.m. on Friday, May 17th, 2013, a man walked into the Pembina Highway Police Station in Winnipeg. The man told the police that he had just killed 2 people. The man gave the police the details and led them to the scene on Roblin Boulevard.
Yeah, which is about all of
5-minute drive.
not even. No, 5 minutes if you were driving slow. It's about, it's about a 3-minute drive from our man cave studios right here, which again was why
I drive a
suggested-
98 F-150. I drive slow.
And we're talking about just the location. We had a little small chat just before we started recording, but there is, there's a house on the corner of Roblin, so to speak, as Roblin curves away. And 2 houses down from that is someone who manages all the equipment for the local community soccer teams. And so myself and my wife Wendy would drop off equipment, pick it up during the season, and we saw all the tape go up. So we affectionately already knew, and family knows it as the murder house.
Yeah, sure.
And then when we talked about this episode coming up, we talked to the kids about, we're going to talk about the quote-unquote murder house. So there's some excitement in my house knowing, of course, what we're already talking about. So we set the stage. That's where it is.
Okay. So, like, the interesting thing right off the bat to me is that the police were unaware of a double homicide until he confessed.
Was it the next day?
Yeah, it was like the next day. But still, like, to me, like, when most people confess, it's like after the manhunt, and you're like, okay, I'll just turn myself in. But he just walked into the police station, like, yeah, I killed 2 people.
I wonder if the cops get, like, retention or solving bonuses or whatever. You're like, we just made, like, easy $200.
Yeah.
He was just feeling guilty.
Well,
Does that count towards a quota? Like 10 times?
Yeah, I don't know.
I know a couple of cops that want to come on the show. You probably will organize this down the road. But that is crazy. I want to talk a little later what was going through his mind, possibly. But sorry, continue on.
Well, and then also too, he went to like the Pembina Highway police station, which there's closer police stations. Like, there's one like 10 minutes from the murder scene.
Maybe he was hoping it was out of their jurisdiction. So maybe you can't technically charge me, and I just let you know that another county, neighborhood, whatever, postal code, you may find a pile of dead bodies.
God, we shouldn't be joking about it.
No,
it is funny.
no,
It is funny.
it's-
God, I swear to God, I'm not religious, but
No, it is what it is. But okay, continue. This is awesome.
yeah.
But this happens all the time, and then like we get off topic, and then we start laughing about something, then we cut, and then go back, but then I'm still laughing, so it just makes me sound like a huge jerk because I'm sitting here laughing, and it's like I'm not laughing about this, I swear, but yeah.
One thing you'll see is, and then when we put up the file, is because we have a very conversational tone, as listeners know, we do minimal edits, and you get whatever comes out of your mouth. So be careful.
Yeah, we're pretty lazy when it comes to that kind of stuff. Just normalize, go.
Do you guys have rules?
No, there's no rules here.
No. All right.
We're very open. Apparently, nobody shut us down. Nobody's complained. We've said some.
We've got some great comments from our listeners in terms of they like the conversational tone.
They like it.
It sounds like
real.
you're just in the room.
Yeah.
So this is good.
Yeah.
So you went to Pembina.
Yeah, so we went to Pembina. The police began to investigate, obviously.
Real hard. They opened the door.
Basically, yeah. They took the
This
10
was
minutes.
over by lunch.
And so they were able to identify the victims as 37-year-old Natasha Jeffrey and 39-year-old Ronald DeBro. I probably said that wrong. The police held the details of the murders close to their chest for investigation reasons. They mostly do that. And the only thing they would tell the media is that it was a domestic incident and there's no threat to the public.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so, I mean, there's quite an interplay between these 3 people from the minimal amount of research I was able to do before, but I do remember I was interested when it became live. So again, this was one of the few cases I had followed, but it was, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the gentleman was visiting, and this was a couple that had recently broken up, and basically I think he was just scared this guy was getting on with his woman.
Yeah, and that's the vibe I get too. I think there's some other things too.
So he was older. Yeah, he was young.
I don't know how old he was.
The assailant was
40.
He was 44.
Oh Jesus!
Next year we're gonna start killing people.
That's in my realm.
Yeah.
And so the man who confessed was 44, and the 2 victims were 37, 39. So they're pretty close in age. Like.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah. So. The big thing at the time, because I remember this too, this is one of the few that we've done that I actually was alive for. And
I was sitting in junior high. Horror stories on CBC.
So, but that, like, the main thing, whenever there's, like, a highly publicized murder, it's like, who was it? Are we in danger? Like, that kind of stuff. So basically they were just saying, like, chill, we're good. So the following day, which was May 18th, 2013, the man who had confessed was charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder. The second-degree part is important for later. So, yeah, like I said, he was 44 years old. His name was Seymour Lloyd Sharp.
Seymour dead people.
I believe that's a real name, but
It's not Seymour Butts from The Simpsons.
That's what I was thinking. So Seymour and Natasha, who's one of the victims, had been in an on-again, off-again relationship for a few years, and at the time of the murders, they were off.
Yep.
And
he was told to move out. He'd just been kicked out recently.
Yeah, and
it's probably best if you get the hell out of the house. And I forget whose house it belonged to. Was it him or her?
It was her house.
Yeah, it was.
And I heard conflicting things. So some said that he was living somewhere else, and then others said he had been kicked out but was, like, still living there.
Yeah, that's what I remember hearing. And when, again, 2 weeks ago, when I had a little more time, I looked at it. Yeah, that's he in and out, but she didn't want him around when she was there, so to speak. And then this guy showed up. This guy was invading his space, Mike. Can you imagine?
oh yeah, been there, done that.
We didn't.
I mean, no. But on a side topic, you did mention Simpsons. At least we can like that. It's been on for 29 years.
Like something about an existential crisis. He feels really old right now.
No, but that's something that everybody can relate to. They've already seen it. Like every generation. Like it's.
I remember we used to watch, like, The Simpsons, like, every night at dinner time.
Welcome to Winnipeg. We were born here. What's your excuse?
Yeah, pretty much. That's why they keep. 2 of the writers are from here, which is why they kept getting.
Really?
Yeah. Over time, they're not. I mean, writers have changed over 29 years ago. Have died of old age, but
I used to love Winnipeg, and now.
Oh, come on. I'm a fan.
I'm not quite sure.
I mean, I say that I like to shoot things and, like,
Well, we talked
you
about
didn't
this-
get in trouble. And
we talked about this the other night, though, in terms of, we're going to go completely off topic. Let's go there. But
Okay, let's go.
It's
Yeah.
204 crime.
Little break.
There was a big kerfuffle in the news about the Jets and the San Jose Sharks, and the San Jose Sharks saying, well, Winnipeg's the worst road trip in the NHL.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember I used to go see a Jets game for $25.
But that has nothing to do with anything.
Okay, sorry.
You see for $7. You used to buy tickets at 7-Eleven for $7.11. That's 20 years before they were born. But the point being is, I said, but I can understand their viewpoint, having someone who does like raising a family here and stuff, because the fact, look at it this way: if you had no family here, no connections, no emotional connection to Winnipeg whatsoever, and lived anywhere else in the world, so for instance Chicago or Miami or New York,
yes,
and you're like an NHL player and had $10 million, when you gathered up your friends to go party, are you taking the private jet to Winnipeg? Because there's only 31 teams in the NHL, right? So okay, maybe Edmonton's worse than us, personal taste, boring and middle. But outside of Edmonton and Winnipeg
and Regina,
every place else has, but they're not in the NHL. Every place else has bars with bottle service, hot chicks, Instagram model. Like, you can go, they're big cities, right? So I get what he's saying. Of the 31 cities we have to visit, Winnipeg probably is their least favorite. Unless a great place to live, but not exactly a hot tourist draw for 20-something millionaire dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, the girls are cute.
The thing is,
they're all bundled up, too, in the winter.
That's the thing.
Miami, it's sort of there.
But your money is worth a lot here.
It is. And, like, I like it here, but it's, like, it's cold and dark, and there's not much to do. And, like, I
I
get
was
that.
just gonna say Winnipeg's boring as fuck.
Like, it is.
You got the toad in the hole, you got the king's head, and
It's not exactly like the bars in Vegas, right?
Yeah, like, it's not. It's a big. We claim to be a big city, but we're, like, not. We're not even close. We are small, and you get that. Like, there's not much to do.
Oh yeah.
Very cool. So, dialing it back. Hey, we can jump off this bridge a million times. It'll happen. Yeah. So, we were talking about the interrelations between the not the alleged victims. They're dead.
They're not alleged.
The dead people
not
and
here.
the less dead people.
Yeah. So, and then the second victim, Ronald, was very good friends with Natasha, and then by association Seymour.
Yeah, he was barely here. He was here like a couple, I don't remember, weeks?
I think it's
months?
2 weeks maybe.
Yeah, like welcome to Winnipeg, talking about visiting the city. Come where you can get killed.
But we're not the murder capital anymore.
No, thank you.
We're not?
No, Thunder Bay. Because that room, when I started this podcast, I was like, that's going to be our intro, like coming to you from the former murder capital, or from the murder capital of Canada, and then I found out it's Thunder Bay.
Now is Thunder Bay?
It's a small city.
Now let's do another side. Is it because of all the native communities there that?
No, that's Winnipeg.
No. Thunder Bay has some serious problems, man, with all the.
Yeah, so did Winnipeg.
Well, Winnipeg's always been there.
Let's go for a walk.
But I heard.
No, serious listeners.
This is what I read a few years ago. Is that Thunder Bay has a lot of reserves there that very isolated, more so than here.
Oh, wave to our live streamers.
And that they don't have the support, and therefore it's starting to really escalate.
Yeah, and they got a shitload of meth there too, apparently.
Well, they got.
Yeah.
What are you going to do when there's nothing else to do? I got no money.
Meth?
I can't afford a bullet to shoot things.
They do have a lot of meth up there.
They do, yeah.
Well,
tons. It was. I was talking with one of my RCMP friends, and that's a big issue out there. And meth is actually. I don't know if you're next case yet, but the guy who took the 15-story leap yesterday.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Courts of St. James.
Oh, that's what happened?
Yeah,
I saw that. Like
he did meth in the morning. They went to him to the hospital. He had a psych breakdown. His mom. Wow, we're getting so off topic. But again, our listeners are used to this.
Actually, I think this is very much relatable.
What happened was that his mom visited him in the morning, and they knew this guy was intellectually unstable. And his mom has been in the media saying, I saw him, he was doing meth with his friends. And then she left him, and then his girlfriend tried to get a hold of him. She got him admitted to the hospital. He begged his way out of there. Not lock up, whatever. He can choose to leave. So he left, and she's mad at the hospital. So she walked away from him outside of the hospital to go in the hospital, allegedly, to tell them they're leaving. Came out, he was gone. He had run away. And he ran to the courts of St. James, and for whatever reason got up there. And on the 15th floor, he took a swan dive.
I think he lived there.
Well, they were living in a hotel just down the road on Portage Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, another motel. They were living there. So we're not exactly sure what happened. The maintenance manager there, I won't drop his name on the podcast, but he actually is a really good friend of mine. And my sister-in-law works there as an admin. So I got a little bit of the inside.
Yeah, because when that broke, I think that was like this morning.
Yeah.
I don't really. I'd see the news.
It's not a murder, so it's not your case.
Yeah, it's not a murder.
I know I threw him off.
But I read that he was in the hospital earlier, and at the time they were reporting that he would live there.
Yeah.
And then he was sent to the hospital, and then my first thought when I read that was
refill
suicide.
a different beer.
Let's do another refill. If that's cool.
That's what I thought it was that. He got sent to the hospital and then
released. Home brewery.
To me, that's like
one conversation.
But
remember.
So back to the meth. I actually I don't have any evidence, but I know that.
But you think it tastes good?
No, I never tried it yet, but
well, that's our goal to get old. Let's see. Turn to this podcast 30 years from now. It's gonna be really good.
All I know is that I know a few things about it, not from experience, but
we're talking about a murder.
Just viewing, but it relates to murder because meth makes you do crazy things. I've seen these people. They're nuts with it. They don't think, and apparently meth is a big problem now in Winnipeg.
Yeah. It's getting obviously. I mean,
nobody wants to admit it.
Drugs are it's because meth's really bad, but then you got fentanyl and
well, which is there, but meth is cheap.
I know a good handful of people that have been addicted to it.
Meth is something you can make without rising suspicion.
Yeah.
Whereas fentanyl,
suspicious. Boom.
Jesus Christ. I brew beer outside. I'm sure people think I'm cooking something too, but.
Okay, so back to our dead guy.
Okay, sorry, we digress.
Don't worry, folks, we'll get to the bottom of this case, we promise.
Eventually.
Not a case of beer, a case of murder.
Maybe both. Yeah, so not a lot of details were released at the time or even up until the trial.
Yeah.
Which investigators do that on purpose so they can have a trial. Yeah. But still a lot of times stuff gets out gossip but like with this one, I think once it was like found out that it was like a domestic incident, people just kind of stopped caring. Which like in Canada that happens. Like,
why?
I don't know. Like,
should we care the most?
Like I think because
it's not a head put
it's
off
not
on a bus.
it's not a serial killer. It's
Yeah.
not like anything. And like even in Canada, like sneak peek for our next episode is Luca Magnotta.
Oh, that guy creeps me the fuck out.
Well, that's the next episode. Then. But that was huge when it happened, and then it just stopped. Like I followed that case pretty closely, like on the news, and then once
you might have to get Mike up to speed in terms of what the Luke Magnotta was again in terms of
is he Quebec?
right.
Yeah, he was a model.
Yeah,
and then he dismembered body and sent it to Prime Minister.
I think it was his gay boyfriend.
Yeah.
He, like,
Oriental
chopped him
guy,
up.
right?
Yeah.
Chopped him up into little bits. It was like
Sent
the
him
movie
different
7.
places.
Oh, and then I think he took like a video of him like strangling kittens.
Yeah.
That was
Ooh, I'd
fucked.
kick the fuck out of him now.
Oh, yeah.
Probably getting his ass.
Mike's like, killing people. One
People
thing.
have a choice. They can fight. But cats, they can't fight, man.
Yeah.
They can't fight.
So,
poor kid.
but even with that
Jesus.
case, like it was highly publicized until they caught him, and then they caught him, and everyone just stopped. But like if that happened in the States, it would be like daily updates on what happened.
Do you think that's a Canadian thing?
I think it is.
I think are we too polite to like Nancy
yes.
Grace obsess?
Yeah,
I believe
think,
that.
We don't even have the celebrities that are known in Canadian news that like basically make their living
Yeah.
like they do in the US for just being a vampire on this type of stuff and just pimping it. We are like, oh, it's awful. Let's move on.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, that's sad, and like
But
and
we're too polite to talk about dead people for more than 2 weeks.
that's what it is, and
Yeah.
it's like it's kind of crazy to me because if that had happened in the States, or even the Vince Lee, if that had happened in the States,
It'd be a movie.
there'd be movies, there'd
No.
be books, there'd be people like making a living off of this.
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
And then here it's just like, yeah, that happened.
No, and then 6 years later we let them out, and still it's like people get upset, and then that goes away. And in the U.S. again, there would be riots and guys with posters and babies dressed up as killers going, no, this is awful.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
so it wasn't really covered.
No.
So all the details pretty much came out at trial. So some of those details would be that in 2009, Natasha was granted a restraining order against Seymour's ex-wife, which I didn't even know he had an ex-wife.
No, it was never mentioned in the lead up.
And so Natasha was claiming that his ex-wife was stalking and threatening her.
Maybe she did it. Oh wait, no, he admitted. Never mind. Can't even get an interesting twist out of her.
Yeah.
She's sitting back going, I had nothing to do with this.
And then, like I said earlier, they're not dating at the time, but they were, some reports said they were both living in the house, others said he had just been kicked out. Kind of depends on who you go with.
Well, it's I think situations again where if you had your ex and then you have the argument next thing you end up naked, you wake up in the morning, you're breaking up again. It sounds like it was maybe in that type of vein where it was on again, off again. I hate you, I love you.
Yeah, definitely.
It's over.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely get that vibe.
And then she made the switch and imported Sexy Granada Man, who was a quote-unquote friend. It's like, that dick in the glass case that ladies keep around and say, if you're a dude, and for this case, you're looking for the guy who's going to cheat on your wife, you've probably met him. You've had him over for beers. You know the guy. And the guy did have you knew this guy.
Yeah, they were friends.
And as soon as you're out, she's like, I'm so sad. She's like, you should cry. We're making up. Serious, that's how it happens. Not talking from experience, Wendy. She just told me to stop playing with my hair.
So Natasha's brother told the court that he was really concerned about his sister's safety after the breakup. So that kind of tells me that she was probably scared for her safety. Because why would your brother, brothers are protective or whatever, but would you really be that concerned unless you had a reason to be concerned?
Well, and she would have mentioned it.
Yeah.
Because
Read into it, right?
Yeah,
sisters don't talk to their brothers unless something is up.
Yeah. Or even if you're really close to your brother, I don't think in a normal relationship that it would be it would just be oh yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, no.
But I'm not worried about you. It's whatever.
No, it would be this guy is a freak. It's time, and probably this guy's I don't like that guy anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Mike, you got a sister.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I'll do whatever my sister asks me to do. I'm the older brother. I will take care of you. And if that requires some unconventional means, then
Hey, that guy didn't get killed.
So be it.
Actually, I know me. I don't really know. Did he survive? We'll get there. Anyways.
like Ronald?
Yeah.
No, yeah, Ronald died.
Yeah, it's okay. I thought so.
Yeah, it was Ronald and Natasha died, and then Seymour is the.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm saying is Seymour still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know. It could be.
Well, like, I mean, maybe it's
Canada will tell us. It's
Yeah,
slightly
that's
shared.
Yeah, so the night of the murders, Natasha, Seymour, and Ronald were all hanging out at the house. And then things started to go bad.
Because if you've kicked your ex out, what you want to do is have him over for... It said they were had drinks and smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
So, if you... adamant that your ex is dangerous, what you want to do is invite another man over and then get your boyfriend high and drunk. Because that makes a lot of sense. She's like no! She's like,
No, I'm thinking that's because I totally fucking did that.
and you're not dead though, so that's...
You've done it right. There's a way to do this and there's a way not to.
You were the 50 percentile that made it out alive.
Okay, I need to hear this story later.
Oh, lots of tape, don't worry.
Yeah,
Let's put a pin in that and come back, because Mike and I don't know and we're very interested. But moving on.
See how this turns into like a 1 hour to 4 hours?
We're not doing 4 hours
so
tonight. I gotta get up early tomorrow.
I don't have a job.
What does work matter?
Sound like Seymour. Okay, so yeah, they set the stage. They had everybody over.
Yeah, they're all hanging out.
Decided that, let's all get high and drunk and see where this evening takes us.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
The right group of people.
Yeah, not with these people because it didn't end well.
No.
So, like, the details of what actually happened, they were not reported. Like, no one came out and said, like, A, B, C happened and then they were killed.
No.
But the defense was claiming that Natasha was egging Seymour on. Which, to me, that kind of hints that, like, Natasha was, like, flirting with Ronald and, like, that kind of... Or, like, doing something like that, and then it...
Or, teasing, got some sort of fight, something like that.
Yeah, or, like, little thing and you just don't let it go. Like, any of those, like, I can totally see how that would
She
escalate.
probably had him over just to maybe rub something in his face, or...
Yeah, like,
you just be... she had every right to be a bitch about things, or what have you. That's just... That's what it is.
And, like, this guy obviously seems like the jealous type, so...
Clearly.
It might not take much.
She knew what buttons to press, but maybe she shouldn't have pressed them.
Yeah. So, and the one report I read said that the court was told the police found a pipe from a weightlifting set with blood on it, hinting that that was the murder weapon.
Pipe.
But, like...
Oh, I was thinking like a smoking pipe. I'm like...
I know.
He laced their meth and they
Jesus Christ.
exploded?
Well, I don't get the weightlifting set part. Like, because when I hear, like, pipe, I'm thinking, like, barbell. But
Yeah.
that's way too big. Like...
Well, no, you could be a small a curl bar,
Like
right?
a curl bar, yeah.
Mike, if you want to run, Mike, to your back room there, I'm sure you have an example.
Back from the days of old.
You dust it off and bring it out here. Because here's where I can add some color, being a bad pun.
Used to be the York set. You get it for
That's right.
$100, and this is a premium set, right? You get like 100 pounds of sand, 2 like barbell thingies that you would free weight. Free weight's dangerous nowadays, but
Yes, very.
yeah, I still got the
Shout out
sand
to
weights.
our
I'm not quite
sponsor,
sure they're not really. They don't
York
ride
weight
off
sets.
Oh my God.
Thanks for providing the murder weapon.
They're all kind of like
Today's
off
case.
balanced and like it's not like the steel and yeah. Anyways,
So at the time around the killings, I have a friend that runs a maintenance company. He doesn't run the one that was involved, but he knew the people who did.
you're talking about the cleanup crew.
The cleanup crew.
Oh, Jesus.
And allegedly, the cleanup crew who had to go into this house, the reason that tape was around it, and we were watching trucks, it was weeks. I know the investigation, they would do blood splatter and things like that.
Yeah.
But, considering you have the house to yourself, maybe that takes 5 days, in my totally uneducated, wild-ass guess opinion, having watched a lot of CSI on TV, which I'm sure is grounded heavily in facts.
Everybody's a crime solver.
When you have the house to yourself, obviously it wasn't a disturbed crime scene. A week, I would think. They were there for weeks.
Yeah.
It turns out it's because they had to basically rebuild the room of whatever inside this place happened.
my God.
It was soaked into the plywood,
That's insane.
the underlay, there was splatter all over the walls. It looked like the scene from a horror movie.
That's horrible.
So if you, obviously with the blunt force trauma type object, you're going to get spray, and if he's in the, as you alleged, in the heat of the moment, and he's pounding and obviously, to kill 2 people, especially if there's a guy there, I mean...
Yeah.
It boggles my mind that people could do that.
Oh, I don't... So I think you probably get into like what his quote-unquote defense was, or really just...
Yeah, kind of. He is like one of the dumbest defenses I've ever seen, but I don't know who his lawyer was, but he needed a new one. I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. But yeah, so the scene apparently was a huge mess.
Yeah. And I would wonder if he attacked Ronald first.
Well, I never saw a picture of Ronald. I don't know. In my head, being from Granada, I think of like a little wiry black guy.
I didn't see
Absolutely not. I didn't see a picture of him. You saw a picture of the couple occasionally. That's it. So I don't know how big this guy was. I don't know. And this is awful, but the Granada woman, I'm thinking, and I saw the picture, she wasn't tiny.
No, she wasn't like scary, like, oh my god.
But she wasn't.
She wasn't tiny.
Yeah, like I don't think he was absolutely huge, but I mean, it would be. I would think it would be hard to kill anybody. Well, there are some people, but to kill 2 people with a blunt force. So you're hitting the first person. The second person, I think, would go apeshit on you.
Yeah,
like it wouldn't take much to stop you from being able to like kill them. Like you can swing and whatever, get in a wrestling match and whatever. But I think I don't know.
Yeah, something weird went on.
Never having done it, Mike. Can you talk more on this subject, or before the girls take off running?
I'll tell you this: I've swung that sword and killed a lot of sunflowers, but it's not easy to swing that thing. That thing's heavy. It's awkward.
Well, they were swinging
it's weird.
Well, I'm assuming we don't know. I'm assuming it's a small, like a hand barbell type. Because to your point.
You can't. You can get maybe like one good swing.
The other person be gone.
Yeah.
If you're not a fighter, you're not winning, and that's me. These things, they all look good, they all look cool, but I can't use them. I'm going to swing them once, and I'm going to get my ass kicked.
You could scare someone.
You can, but the problem is nobody's scared anymore.
Well, I would be scared if a guy would looked over and he clocked some girl and her blood went spraying on the wall. I'd be like, okay, I've not been here 3 weeks.
But if you didn't see that,
I'm going to go find one.
If you just saw me with a shield and a... You're thinking that guy's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
May, I think.
Okay, so it wasn't minus 30 outside.
Yeah, May. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, because I still don't understand how one person, like, again, they've been drinking. You don't know how drunk and or high they were. I mean...
I've been pretty high. There's a lot of things you can do when you're high.
Yeah, well, you still...
Not they could think you just swing.
Oh, yeah.
You just go shit.
Episode 18, that's right, yeah.
Episode 18.
What?
Tune into episode 18.
You'll enjoy it.
It was our Christmas spectacular. It was a disaster.
Yeah. No, that wasn't the one. That was the one that we took those chocolate things.
That was... Oh, no, that was the Ghostbusters ladies.
Oh, jeez, I felt bad for them. So we have these I'm going to digress from it. We have these strangers come in, again, like you guys are, right?
God, okay.
And we eat these chocolates that we've never had before. They're like THC laced. We're like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. You know, we've done this before.
Let's take 50. He's down there.
50. Let's take 50 milligrams. All of a sudden, halfway through the interview, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, I can't fucking move. I'm down there on the floor pouring drinks. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Come up, you would go down.
Oh my god.
And so in the middle of the podcast, he turns to them, and he'd been asking fairly intelligent questions all evening. And so you're the lady sideways about the ghosts. And he just leans in and he goes, so, you like ghosts?
Oh my god.
I had the biggest grin on my face, and I'm like, all of a sudden I realized I am fucking holy shit.
It was deadly.
Did you just eat one?
Well, yeah, but we didn't know. I mean, the people, our listeners know I had got a prescription, so
nice.
We had been partaking in something that was a lot less. Well, then a new chocolate bar had arrived, so we tried that. And long story, boring. Each square, tiny little square, like an icy square, was 30 milligrams.
No, it was 50.
50 milligrams of THC.
It's 50.
So I took one, and by the time I got home, I'm like, well, I don't. What? And then like 2 hours later, I was hanging onto the toilet for dear life, trying not to fall off. And I honestly, because I had thought that he had roofied me.
Which I have done before. We do these bad things
each other back in the day. So I thought he had slipped a Mickey or something into my drink.
Oh my god.
So then I'm at home literally falling off the toilet. My wife is in the bedroom going, what's wrong? And like I woke up high 3 hours later. And then so I'm about to text him, and we'd given his wife one upstairs before we came down to record, and I open up my phone at 8 in the morning, and the first thing is I have a text from his wife saying, I almost OD'd last
Oh my god.
It wasn't just me. So then for Christmas,
I woke up and I was like a weed, weed hangover. I'm like, whoa, I think I'm fucked up still. Oh well. It's at 7 in the morning and I'm at work. I'm like,
so the Christmas episode, we took half a chocolate and we were in much better shape.
yeah, we have to. We have to. That was we're not. We're old.
Yeah, if
we're
you
not
listen
used
to the
that
Ghostbusters
kinda-
episode,
Yeah.
you will actually hear in the middle of the episode things just off the cliff. Anyway, so we're back.
Okay.
Yes.
God, I like those chocolates. So they didn't taste very good, but
They never do.
These ones taste like bong water.
all right. So
Yeah, so much.
I'm gonna. Have you ever made like? Let's get back because I always like talking about this. Have you ever made like
The
butter
edibles?
to make
no.
chocolate and cookies and?
We're gonna make the next episode will be called Kneading with Weeding or whatever.
I've done a lot of research.
So we can go to the cooking class at the.
firecrackers.
No, we can. The place where I got my
Was that, like,
prescription
hot
runs a cooking
sauce
class.
and
Wait,
meat?
what?
Hot sauce and meat or?
It's like graham crackers,
Yeah.
Oh.
peanut butter, and like activated
Whoa.
marijuana.
Mm.
No, no, it's the disgusting.
But it tasted like weed still, right?
Oh god, dude,
Everything was-
I couldn't eat it. I was gagging. I was like,
I swear to God, I want to produce
Well,
the first edible that doesn't really
Well, those
taste.
gummies don't taste like anything.
They're only 10 milligrams.
Oh, you can't have both worlds. Anyways,
Yeah, back to
now that we've expounded upon
all I know is that-
soon-to-be legal laws of marijuana.
Before you continue, like I know that's where the market's headed. Like they haven't
Yeah.
legalized it. In another year, they're gonna have to do something about it. And I want to be on that. I want to be in the cusp. I want to produce.
Good.
My cousin has the stocks; they've gone up 400%. Got a company based in Manitoba.
If you have any
you can buy
insights,
stocks
maybe
in
we
meat?
should at some point get
medical cannabis
together.
companies.
My boyfriend
And
needs oil.
guy dumped $2,000 into.
And does it taste like? Does it taste like weed? I want
I know it doesn't taste like
No.
doesn't taste like weed. It tastes like
like cherry.
not
Oil.
really cherry.
Honey oil.
It doesn't taste like weed. I don't know. how to
Doesn't
explain
taste like
it.
anything.
It doesn't taste like.
Well,
that's good.
Have you ever done dabs?
I have. Is that shatter?
Yeah.
I've done some low grade shit, which was not good.
Okay, well that's kind of what it tastes like,
We did ketamine.
That's alright.
That's
That's
fine.
alright. That's alright. That's
It's a beast.
the dabs are alright. If I could make a cookie that doesn't. Oh, I'm telling you right now, my generation wants cookies that don't taste like weed. But they want to get high, but they don't want to get too high. They want to, and that is a huge market. Like and we're not talking just my generation. We're talking like grandmas, grandpas, like
arthritis.
yes, that's what it is. They don't want to get fucked up, but they want to not feel pain.
Okay, so
Anyways,
we're back.
let's
Murder, true crime.
That's a okay.
Not
That's
true.
a side conversation.
Drug trafficking next week. Tune in when we are doing time.
Jesus Christ!
We'll be recording live from the slammer.
WPS. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yes, to all my cop friends that are listening, just keep listening. Okay.
So the Crown prosecution called one of Natasha's co-workers to the stand, where she testified to overhearing a phone call between Natasha and Seymour, where he threatened to, quote, take a machete and slice you up.
Right, there was the alleged precursor to the they were
Like days before.
Yeah, so there was, and again, after he said that, she invited him over to get high and have drinks while another dude that he's suspicious about is in the house.
Yeah.
Maybe this was like suicide by angry dude.
Well, like, I totally get a abuse vibe from this.
Yeah.
That, like, I mean, if you kill your ex-girlfriend, you're abusive.
Yeah, clearly.
So, like,
And she
I
had
almost
It almost sounds like a woman of scorn.
It was a man's.
You know what? This guy.
I think he's right.
Like
I mean,
you. I don't like you. I
a
don't like
stalking
either of
syndrome
you.
there.
Yeah.
She had a love-hate, can't break up, the devil you know versus the devil you don't.
Yes.
And like, when someone's saying, I'm going to take a machete and slice you up, like, they're in your head.
Mike was just talking to you about his swords, though, a couple minutes ago.
That's a belt. That's not real.
Although I did get a nice whetstone for Christmas. We can figure it out.
I have never been able to do that. I'll tell you right now, that's an art.
Yeah.
That I'll never learn.
No, I think you... and my idea on what happened originally, and I reminded myself after we started talking about this case, was the fact that I think this was, she had him over that night to make the break. Like, I got a guy here, and look, I really don't need you.
Yeah.
And maybe he realized, oh my God, she doesn't need me. Well, then if I can't have you, no one can.
Yeah.
As cliche as that is, I thought that might be.
Yeah.
If I had to place a bet on the crux of this case, I think that was it.
Yeah, no, that's probably a good guess. I would also even wonder if she even invited him, or if he just showed up.
Yeah, probably keys.
Yeah, like, because it was his house at one point, too. So, like, it wouldn't surprise, and there's conflicting, like, where he had been kicked out, but he also was still staying there. So, like, I wonder if he just showed up, and then it's like they were there, so it's like, oh, hey, let's just hang out. Like,
yeah, let's party. Let's get high. Let's die.
Yeah.
Let's die. Why not?
I remember when I was your guys' age. And
This is what it's
I know. And things were like, it seemed to me like
he's only like 2 months older than me.
Yeah. and it seemed like black and white, and then all of a sudden I hit 40, and all of a sudden nothing is black and white. Everything is gray. Everything is twisted.
There's no gray area in this case, buddy.
There's no right and wrong. There's no right and wrong. You know what? Did somebody, like, did she instigate? Did he instigate? Did the other guy instigate?
I think she brought him over, or whatever, at some point decided to rub his nose in it.
Yeah.
But hashtag me too. You can't be killing chicks. Like,
No, exactly.
Frowned upon.
You can't be, but was it...
No, but! End of conversation.
Well, yeah.
Have a drink, go home.
Did somebody, like...
Want to get back at her? Go bang her sister. But do not kill her. Like, yeah, there are many things you can do.
Well, there's some black and white there, yeah.
Cut off your credit cards, again. But do not kill her.
Oh my God.
Like, I've said that before, too, because, like, a lot of, we covered a case, the Boozing Barber.
Yeah.
And he killed mostly prostitutes. So it wasn't...
In Manitoba?
No. He was caught in Manitoba, but...
Oh, I saw you had looked for I was actually thinking about you. I wasn't knowing you. But when we were going through Value Village, which is where kids like drop by, could get cheap books there. So buy the kids' books there. They're all the preteen, teenage. I'm paying $10 for a book.
Yeah, no, of course.
And they were all stocked side by side, and it was true crime stories from the prairies, true crime stories from Alberta, it was all Canadian ones. So I got 5 books at home. So I thought, at some point we might actually have to expand our genre a little bit, because I got 5 books. They're all Canadian, like one's all Manitoba, one's all Manitoban.
What did you pay for that?
Like a buck each.
Valley Village is bullshit now, eh?
Well, whatever.
Sure.
But
like, they used to be for the people, and now they're about profit.
Well, no, they've always been for profit. It's a profit company. They don't.
Man, when they first opened... Listen,
I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
Shout out to Value Village, our sponsor. We're about to fuck you up here.
That's why Winners took over. Value Village is a...
No, Village is cheaper than Winners, but...
It is, but Value Village
been...
isn't what it was supposed to be.
Well, they give a percentage. It's only like 30% of their profits.
I remember
dropping
dropping furniture, clothes, and stuff off for free that were in good shape.
I remember us stocking our first apartment. We've known each other since we were 4. And so we lived together for 9 years outside university.
Nice.
And our first apartment was stocked out of either Value Village or those glass plates out of Canadian Tire.
But now they rip people off. Now I can't get a Matrix overcoat for more than or less than $100. Like, apparently that's cool now. I don't know.
Oh shit! Okay,
Back in our day, it was creepy, but
we're making great progress here. We're doing great. I feel like we're on a train and it's not stopping.
No hate.
But yeah,
reel us in. That's
with the black and white thing. Like, so he was killing prostitutes, so it wasn't getting media coverage.
Right.
But like, what I made a comment then was like, what you do is what you do, but that doesn't give anyone else like the right to kill you for anything. Like,
no.
So like that kind of goes here too. Like, if she's rubbing it in your face, leave.
Well, that's just it.
Don't.
And I mean, and 90% of the, well, hopefully more than that, because maybe you are a serial killer and you're listening to our podcast, we do appreciate you. And please, before you get caught, participate with our sponsors, reach out to their websites, make some purchases. We would love to, buy some of our merch. It's on our store.
Yes.
Nothing looks better in prison than a Musing While Boozing. Only $50.
You want a pair of socks?
Go to musingwhileboozing.com, click on the shop, go nuts.
We got some t-shirts.
Get socks from radsocks.ca/podcast. But the point being, where were you going with this? I had a really good point too. It was awesome.
I still can't. I hate to say
every
this,
guy
I still can't get over the rain here. Look at how clean and
I focus really hard to write that nice so I can read what I'm saying.
Every guy out there.
I can read that from here, and I'm blind.
Like, I know, Mike, you've done it, I've done it, where you have just in one way, shape, or form, quote unquote, walked away from a crazy chick or whatever. Right? Like, you just either
I've learned, yes.
Yeah, you learn, but that's it. You learn by realizing that, okay, my two options are to kill her,
but
or to leave. Yeah. Or the realizing this relationship is over, right? Because I've been where you're in that emotional state where it's like, right. Oh wait, no, killing's bad. Right. So these guys that claim whatever, whether it's temperate, I never understand where's that switch in your head where what. I'd love to dial back because there's got to be an instant in your history where, oh no, killing's not bad. Like, you still got to take that first swing. Like, you I don't trust, but.
So I'm more emotionally. Back in the day, I was more emotionally charged.
I'm more emotionally disconnected. So I'm like a robot. So.
And unfortunately, emotions take over, and you don't think.
Yes, but you've never
just do. Yeah.
You've never upsided a chick in the head with an iron bar. I mean, there's that one chick we won't talk about.
No, but I mean,
shout out to the chick that stole Mike's car.
I'll tell you, there was some times I thought I might, and I don't know why I didn't choose that path. Probably because I have good friends and stuff, but
that would have been like, you go to jail, you're still paying half the rent, motherfucker.
You're on your way.
I know what you're gonna do in jail to make money, but good luck. You're gonna suck a bag of dicks.
But,
oh my God.
But as you get older, you start to you learn things, right?
Yeah.
And you learn that emotion can't control, and
you talk like we're 80.
I love it though.
No, trust me, the next 20 years are good. It's all fun.
I was a nut bar when I was young. I'm telling you that. You already know that.
We were pretty lame. Can't even talk. There were people worse than us.
Please, you think we're lame, but you guys
listen to episode 6, 9, 14, 30. We'll get it all. Okay, so we're getting near the end.
So I'm going to bring you to another point before we go to the end. Do you remember when I was doing those shooters at the bar with the tequila?
You're going to have to be more specific.
And I was.
You mean between the years of 1990? Well, 1990 essentially. We're 15.
Oh my God.
And he's like, your friend has to stop or we're getting out. And all of a sudden I'm like, we're not leaving. And I start shooting the fucking limes at the bartender the bouncer who's like 300 pounds bigger.
You remember
than me.
putting your fist through the VLT in Portage?
Yeah.
Before that? Yeah.
So
we have a history.
There were some times that
I was the controlled one.
That's you.
That's me. Yeah.
I need some help from my friends.
We kept Mike alive, essentially, is what we did. And then I feel like I've accomplished a lot of my life goals just by being here today. So,
all right, let's get back to the case.
Yes,
I want to know.
So let's get into their stupid defense.
Yes, which was please.
So the defense chose not to argue whether Seymour actually committed the murder because he walked into a police station and said he did it.
Yeah.
But whether he had the intent.
Mm-hmm.
But if you remember, he was charged with second-degree murder.
I know when they talked to the jury in the very beginning, their quote was, "This is not a matter of whether he killed them.
Mm-hmm.
We are here to talk about about the fact that if he intended to kill them."
Yeah.
They made that very clear for the jury instructions.
Yeah, but for, you guys probably don't know, or maybe you do, for second-degree murder, so for first-degree murder, it has to be mens res and actus reus, which means intent and the act.
Mm-hmm.
Second-degree murder?
I don't know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we can explain it.
It's
okay.
I don't know that.
Our Latin is bad here.
Yeah, that's.
I have Latin tattooed on my arm, so I got you covered.
Oh my gosh.
Latin tin?
No.
So you're ripping your clothes off live on the internet here.
Oh my god. Why do you have that?
2 reasons. One is from a movie, Boondock Saints.
Oh, good movie.
And 2, because it means truth and justice. And
She's
like I'm taking criminology like this is my life. So Yeah.
So you're like, okay, again, CSI. What was that? Who's that? Like, I know I shouldn't say this, but that tattoo chick, and she's hot.
Cat?
Kat
I don't-
Von D? What?
Is that her
Yeah,
name?
you-
the nerdy.
You have a tattoo from Kat Von D.
No, the nerdy.
No, I'm
CSI?
talking.
Yes.
Oh.
Who is she?
Or are you talking about
That
NCIS?
nerd.
Are you talking about
Very-
NCIS?
Yes.
Abby.
He's just gonna keep saying yes.
That's her.
I don't.
Why are we talking about Kat Von D? She just fucking tattoos, man.
Just yeah.
No, but you got your Vegas tattoo. Did you go to Kat's Vegas? That
Well, I went to the
Vegas
cat.
Ink?
I went to the ink place, but I got mine's not. Mine's a dragon. Mine's not.
No, I know it wasn't
It's
it.
not.
But I'm saying you got one of your tattoos was from her shop. Is what I'm trying to
Well,
say.
yeah, but-
not the nerd from CSI. We digress. It's like herding kittens here at Musing While Boozing, which is why we have so much fun.
Oh, God.
Yeah, mine's just a simple, expensive tattoo for being in Vegas.
Everyone needs one.
Yes.
So mens res is like the mental, like men's mental.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Like planning.
the planning or like intent, like
Yeah.
you went out to kill someone.
Yeah, you
Okay.
before the killing started, you planned on killing them. Is my understanding.
Yes.
Of first degree murder.
Yes. And then actus reus is like just the act, like you
Yeah.
killed someone.
Yeah,
Okay.
you started an act with the intent to kill. You didn't pre-plan it.
Yeah.
So I just need to break for him.
Okay, we really talked
do
like
you
15
have-
seconds since the last
Do you
break.
have a law degree? Like, are you taking law courses? Is
I'm
there-
taking criminology at UConn.
Oh my god.
And like
That's-
I've debated law, but like
Yeah, you just made it move for Mike.
No, I've
You see his eyes really like.
I took commercial law, and I still remember that lawyer, and I fucking hated him
didn't
because
take
I wore
commercial
a
law.
cap in class, and he didn't like that. And
oh.
I want it. You're in jail. No, you don't.
You just
talk
try to
that-
say the word crotch.
No, he's like, you don't talk that way in here. It's incarcerated. We're a higher level. I'm like, he's in fucking jail. And then from that day on, I did kind of set the tone.
Yes. Okay.
Anyways,
So then actus reus is like the act.
Yeah.
So for first degree murder, you need both.
Yeah.
Second degree murder, you just need the
Yeah.
act.
And I don't think in this case, using our case as example, I don't believe he would have come to the house, or they will prove that he would have come to the house thinking that he was going to kill them that night, or.
I think like if the
But I think he did intend to kill them
once he started.
once she started, But I'm saying because I think first degree they would have to say that he went to that house
Like
with the
premeditated.
intent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think that was really in discussion.
Yeah.
But to say that when he was there, when he started his physical acts to kill them, I think he meant to kill them.
Yeah, no. And so, but he was only charged with second degree, so the trial was only, so like prosecution didn't have to prove intent. They just had to prove he did it,
Yeah.
which he did himself when he walked into the police station.
Yeah, so
like,
the defense was really.
the defense was so
They were
flawed.
cashing checks and going, ha ha!
Like, he shouldn't, like, to me, he should have just pled guilty, like.
Yeah.
And,
Played for the plea bar. It's Canada, really? You get on 6
Yeah,
years.
No, exactly.
yeah, it's exactly how it would have played out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, the prosecution could have tried for first degree if they wanted to, I think, with the,
With the machete comment.
with the machete comment.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been tight, like, that could have gone either way, so that's probably why they went with second degree.
I think risk reward.
Yeah.
You got the guy dead to rights. You're gonna, you're locking him up for a while.
Yeah.
It's people that are not from this country. Canada's gonna lose interest in 15 seconds. Fine, whatever. Let's lock them up for 20 minutes and we'll forget about it because that's what we do here in Canada. God bless us.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. So, on December 5th, 2016, the jury of 10 men and 2 women, after 75 minutes of deliberation, found Seymour Sharp guilty on 2 counts of second-degree murder.
And you're always guaranteed 1 hour for lunch. So they debated for 15 minutes and got their free sandwiches and then got the fuck out of Dodge.
Pretty much.
have any of you ever been on a?
I've never been called for jury.
No.
They never call the right people.
My dad got a summons, but he got out of it for work.
Everybody
I would
gets
call
out
it
of
work
Why
and
do people
say-
get out of it? I want to.
I
I feel like then why would you? I would rather do that than go to fucking work.
When they had the Timothy
It's
McLean
not
case
about
out,
the
I was
money
checking
either.
my
It's about-
mailbox
it's about
every day,
principle.
running up there and ripping it open like it was fucking Christmas, going, "Come on, I want to go."
feel like if I I was summoned, I would not get on a jury.
Oh, I would get kicked out in 15 seconds. I am not being watched on a jury. So, do we get to make this fucker fry? Okay, sir, you can go to the lineup at the back.
The thing is, if you get dismissed, you don't get to leave. You have to sit there all day, and they keep picking you, and you keep saying the same thing, and they send you back in the hallway for the next one.
It's great.
I've never understood that though. Like everybody I talk to, the ones that have been summoned, I don't like doing this. I'm only getting $10. I want my.
Welcome to Canada. We don't have as many cases as the U.S. does.
But still, it's not about the money. It's about proving
to participate in the process. I would love, because I obviously
that's
love
what we are.
debate
That's
and
what Canada is. Like,
and equivalizing things and weighing what I would love to be on a jury, especially
I
for
would
like
not
a hot,
be. I
sexy
would not be
case.
good on the jury either. But I'm telling you, I wouldn't say
you
no
would get disqualified. They would look at you
until they kick me out.
It'd be like when you sat in your law class. You're like, we don't want you on this jury. That'd be all good.
I just want to get into like the actual deliberations.
Yes.
In Canada, you can't talk about it.
No.
In the States, like that's another thing about the States. You can leave you get selected for a jury for a high profile case. You're set. You leave. You go write a book, and you're done for life. But like
in Canada, you can't write the book.
You can't talk about it.
Here's another.
But what happens if you write the book?
They'll you go to.
Hasn't there been books about
Canada? No. For how long?
Yeah,
for writing a book. Like the weekend.
And
you still get all your money. Like, hey guys, how's it going? Can you guys give me some more stories? Because I'm gonna be out in about 48 hours here. We gotta get this shit on. You guys want to do a podcast? This is great. Talking to my shoe. Sorry, I think it'd be fantastic.
That would be really good.
Yeah, there's there is a podcast out of the U.S. that is done out of a jail in L.A.
What?
No, there's a director. Let's do a bunch of them. It's really cool. But these guys, I know some random dude, but no, they just go to random criminals and they talk about their past and but more. It's morphed into the life inside the jail. And so this guy comes and signs up to be visiting. He's visiting the same guys. Oh yeah, because these guys, it's the U.S. too. Again, they're getting their sponsorship money that's getting sent to their family and things like that. Because you have that and you're getting hundreds of thousands of downloads, right? Well, your family's getting a couple grand a month in checks and you're supporting them, and it's not going to the jail, so that way the government's not taking your money away. So anyways, we won't go to jail.
I'll tell you this, as you pursue your career in law and order,
dun, dun, dun.
I had a friend who had a political science degree, a law degree, and unfortunately he came to the point where, and he was very smart,
who's this?
He could have done it. I'm not going to tell you the names because this is
name drop,
private
pod drop.
But it came to the point where he had a girl who was alternative, right? And they told him, she can't be around you because in law you have to be presentable in a certain way.
Sounds like
after that he was done. He's like, he made a choice. He's like,
and 2 weeks after that she dumped him.
Yeah, but irrelevant.
And he could have had the big paycheck. And he said he got the no punani and no job.
Yeah, so you got fucked over both ways. But these are things that you have to consider that the normal people.
So don't get a really skanky boyfriend, you'll be fine.
No, the normal people don't have to consider, right? Like, because you don't think of that. Like, you're not supposed to have to think about that, but yet
you do.
You have to.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm not in law school. I don't know if I'm gonna go to law school. It's in the back of my mind, but right now I'm just leaning law enforcement.
Very cool.
We'll see.
I've been a cop my whole life. That's my last name. Anyways, moving on.
So on January 20th, 2017, so a year ago,
COPP.
the judge released the sentence for the killer.
Yeah.
So
how long was it holding between the trial and the sentence?
Well, so this happened in 2013.
Yeah.
He was, and God bless Canada, time served. He was serving time for quite a while before he was sentenced.
Wait, I'm sorry, can you refresh my mind where this was?
Oh, just 5 minutes away.
Okay. On the way to Grandma's.
Yeah.
It's alright to back
pretty much anywhere you live in the city, unless you live in the south, when you leave here, you could drive by the house.
Yeah.
This is a...
Have I driven, I driven by it? Have I
Yes, I'm going to tell you where it is. Okay. When we go to Grandma's from our house?
Yes.
Cross the bridge.
Okay, I fucking know what you're talking about. I remember the day I saw the police tape and I bawled my fucking eyes out.
It's that way.
Because I was terrified. I don't know why. I was young.
West? west from
Yeah.
Moray, right?
Yeah.
I know exactly.
West of Moray, I used to hear.
Wow, like almost over like podcast, and I finally like.
Yes.
The end of the podcast.
So you just
Hello. I know what we're talking about now.
No, I just wanted a picture.
How come you didn't bring your notes? I got Mensah's. I got.
What have you written down here?
I got Robert Pinkerton.
He wrote Pig Killer. Okay, so wrong case, buddy. Hey, moving on.
No, I wanted to talk about that guy, but later on.
Okay. So the mandatory sentence for second-degree murder is life.
Yeah.
The judge had decided...
But with chance of parole in Canada.
Yeah, so that's the only thing the judge gets to decide on, because it's mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to decide when he'd be eligible for parole. The judge imposed concurrent sentences for life with no parole for 22 years.
Yeah.
The judge commented that this period of parole ineligibility accounts for the important aggravating factors of the multiple murders committed.
Mm-hmm. By hand, yeah, I remember it was such a graphic scene that wouldn't have been quick. So it's not like it's different if you get a chick drives you crazy and you quickly pull a trigger, or if you have to swing repeatedly with an iron pipe and then turn
like 100
and then beat up her new boyfriend too.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah, that's completely different. I'm glad that he recognized that there was because you have two teenage boys, somebody freaks out, there's a chick involved, somebody pulls the trigger once, change somebody's life forever, somebody dies. That would take a fraction of a second to sit there and repeatedly and then turn to the next person. Oh, I'm going to keep doing this. This is fun. Yeah. So 22. So he's going to be.
Well, it's rage.
He'll be eligible for parole at the age of 66.
Pure on anger.
So he'll get it just in time for his
absolute psychopath probably illegitimate.
There's no
psychopath.
thinking. It's just doing.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Anger and just.
I wonder if he'd be open to a follow-up interview at Stony.
Fuck that shit.
We can all go. Hi.
Bring your axe.
What up,
Talking to my flower.
Talking to my flower.
So the judge also said these murders were committed in the senseless and brutal fashion, with both victims killed in a method akin to execution.
Yeah.
So that's I feel like they could have got a first degree on that with that judge.
Yeah, I don't know. I slightly disagree because I honestly don't think he left the house that night. Intending to kill them. He didn't come packing a weapon, which I think is a big part of first degree murder and stuff like that.
That's true. Yeah.
First degree, you generally don't show up and look for a weapon. Yeah. But I'm glad he got sort of like maximum second degree. Yeah. Because he honestly, he went apeshit crazy, and he did it in a graphic, slow, violent, nothing good about it type of way. I mean, that's just...
Here's the worst of it. From what I've seen in my years of being involved in criminal and family law, we suck. Like we really do suck.
I think they got this one right. I don't know. I think. I mean, I don't.
But you know what? It all comes down to the judge.
Mm-hmm.
And who is the judge? Is it a female? Is it a male? Are they predisposed to this? And it shouldn't be that way.
No.
Why do we argue lawyers and all this shit for years, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, to come down to the judge?
Yeah. I feel like Canada, unfortunately, fortunately in this case, maybe I don't know, but I feel like based on the more recent cases, we're getting more...
They're trying.
More Americanized in our sentencing without obviously the death penalty.
But you gotta realize...
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the sentence has been stiffer. I think for like in the late... The 90s, like it was a joke for a while. That literally you could like run over a person and you get like 20 minutes of jail time and have to leave and that's it. But I mean, I think white collar crime in Canada is still a joke. But
same, that's one thing I'm like really interested in. Yeah, and it's like because no one else is. Like people are, but they don't do anything.
$204.00 podcast starting soon.
You don't want to be involved in family law. Go criminal. Okay. Because at least there's some black and white there. The family law is a fucking...
Quit making everything racial black and white.
Is that like, are you in family law?
No, he's in insurance.
He's in tech. But I've been involved in a few cases of family law, and it's just a fucking joke. Like, it's just...
It's a money.
It's all money, and it's all about money. You can afford the best, or you can afford the most corrupt. Yeah. Way to go. Criminal, there's some black and white rules. Again, there's some manipulation. At least there's some... validity, right? Like it's. Honestly, I would think that it's exhausting to be a family lawyer.
Oh yes, and it's just like constant, like just
Facebook.
Back and forth fighting. Like,
and if you get involved, you're just emotionally charged, and how at least criminal, it's like you're a dick. You deserve to go to jail.
You cut somebody's dick off. You cut his head off.
Or his family guy. Well, she freaked out. He freaked out. He killed her. She slashed him.
No. If you kill someone, it's no longer family law, man. That goes to criminal. That goes beyond custody and payments. They actually get the cops involved in that point.
Well, even that custody payments. It's all bullshit.
As long as you don't escalate to murder.
Did you know? And I'm gonna quickly go over this because I don't want to go too much. There's no reinforcement. So a guy gets you pregnant, and then you're like, whatever. This is fucking bullshit.
You were there.
Was that me?
Yeah.
You sat on a seat.
No, I didn't look at you. I just said,
the guy gets you pregnant. Not you.
Gets you pregnant.
Gets you pregnant.
Gets you pregnant.
Like right in my.
And then you're like, you know what? I'm tired of you. Go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. You owe me like payments.
Yeah.
The only thing the court can do is take away his passport. Take away his license.
Really?
Take away his.
If he claims no income,
check.
whatever, Mike's the sore spot for him.
Take away his GST. But what if he doesn't give a shit?
Yeah. I had a piece of shit ex-boyfriend.
Yes. What if he doesn't care? He doesn't submit taxes. He doesn't care.
Exactly.
There's nothing you can do.
That's fucked.
That is as far as the government can go.
That's right. So then you go to your brother-in-law.
Is that just in
and he writes a big fucking check and he gets really angry.
Well, then you go outside.
Would they do more about that in America?
No, but it's easier to find people that assassins.
No, I think in the States they do. Like, because you read of all these goddamn NBA stars and rappers, stuff like that, they go bankrupt because they can afford awesome lawyers. So I think the teeth is vicious for child support in the U.S. because you talk to all the Nelly wannabes.
Those NBA people are following the rules. We're talking about people who don't follow.
Well, no, but I'm saying, but if you had the option to get out of it, but
they can't get out of it.
Schwanky McPherson who plays in the NW.
But they're legitimate, man.
Yeah,
they can't get out of it because they're legitimate.
Well, if you want to get out of it, you can always.
Me and you.
Yeah.
We can just drop off the face of the earth.
No, I do make payments every month. What are you talking about?
But I'm telling you right now. I can drop off.
Call them my little pork.
Say I have no family left, and I just.
That's what I'd be driving.
I just peruse. I just live, and I don't claim anything, and I don't do anything, and I don't. I can do that, and I can live, and I can fuck you over because.
Yeah, if you don't make any money, you don't have to pay any money.
Because why not?
Yes.
Yeah. Enjoy your life, though, while I'm driving my new car. And
you know what? Eventually you might catch up to me, but ultimately...
Come retirement time, things are going to get rough.
But they're not thinking about that. We'll
talk about child support next. Hey, move on.
All right.
We're so close. We are so close
to the end.
We're at final thoughts.
Yeah, we are at final thoughts.
Uh-oh.
Look at that. There's only a little bit left.
No, we already went through that.
Yeah.
We're good. We're on final thoughts.
So Mike, on this case,
yes,
what are your thoughts on it? Because I really want your opinion. So the dude came over. Well, the Jets are tied 1-1, by the way. The dude came over. Like, you don't care about sports. And for whatever reason, he killed his ex and some random dick. What do you take away from it? What's your learnings?
But why did he do it?
Well, I told you mine. What's your idea? I told you mine.
What do you think?
I think that he did it because she showed him that, guess what, I finally don't need you. And he's like, well, if I can't have you, no one can. And so he took out his Joe Wilder weight set and went to town. And then regretted it horribly and then knew he was screwed and went and told the cops next day. Yeah. And now he's going to eat fried chicken every Friday for the next 22 years.
Yeah, he got a good life.
Not
Instead
really.
of being stabbed and fucking bleeding.
I don't think jail is a good...
Really?
Have you seen...
You don't think jail's that good?
In Canada, think of who 90% of the inmates are.
Who? What?
Did he?
Not
okay,
me.
I'll tell you this. Did he?
Just stop and think.
Okay,
I'd be very popular, by the way.
You'd be fine.
I'd be fine.
Did he molest a kid? Did he sexually assault someone? No. So right away, he's not in the shithole, like the very bottom of the. Like, I will fucking slaughter you, even in the prison.
Yeah. Okay, so it'll last more than 20 minutes. He spend the next 20 years surrounded by a bunch of people that he has really nothing in common in. And life's gonna suck. I don't know.
Quite honestly,
I think if you do white collar crime, you go to a country club resort or whatever type jail like that. That's different. I've actually seen pictures of some of the ones in the U.S. and I gotta be honest, as bad as the media makes it, some of them look like they are like better than the Cuban resorts we stayed at. Like it is ridiculous. There's no fences. You just walk away if you want.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he escaped. Well, what do you mean escaped? Technically, no, there's no fence. You didn't report for 8 a.m. body count.
I'm actually not. I don't agree with the Canadian system at all. I don't think we do things right here. I don't think.
What would you change then?
What about the death penalty? When you think about that?
What would you have sentenced this guy in this case? Yeah. You're the judge.
So
you say it depends on the judge.
I used to think the death penalty was the way to go. But then I started realizing that, and you start reading about the death penalty and how long it takes to actually get you to the death penalty. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It takes years.
Mike would have same day.
It's not about it. Yeah, it's not
no appeals. It's same day.
Same day.
The floor just opens up, and you go into the bone stripper, and they just spit you out as compost.
So it's not as simple as death penalty.
Okay, hold on. Putting a pin in it. What would you sentence this guy to?
Yeah.
We've talked about the case. Now you're the judge. You've heard both arguments. He's been found guilty. What's your sentence?
I want him to do something that he doesn't like.
Well, okay, your options open to you are only what's available in the legal system. So,
well, that's what kills me.
Okay,
that's what kills me. The legal system is a joke. I mean,
well, no, you get to sentence him. So you get to sentence him first. So how much jail time would he spend? I want jail
time. I want him doing hard labor. I want him producing something for society.
Let's pretend that he has to do some hard labor in jail.
Plate.
How long? Why even that? I just want him to rot.
Well, we do, but then it has to be proven unequivocally that he.
But I can.
Well, he did it. He said he did it.
then you know what? But
I'm just saying. Does he stay there for life?
Here's the question: was he coerced?
No. Did he the chick just made him nuts.
I think he was fucked up on drugs, and it was like
exactly.
Psycho.
I think
if you cannot prove 100%.
I have a story to tell.
You're the judge.
That guy up.
You're the judge. So I just want to know, what do you do? Quit equivocating and make a sentence. You have to sign a paper here in 5 minutes.
I want you to fucking go into the fucking pits in Beaujeu, and I want you to fucking dig for the rest of your life into that truck.
So you would give him life till he dies, which is fine. I just want to know. So you would give him from.
It's not just life. It's you're gonna do hard labor.
Okay, hard labor, Siberian death camp. I just want to get a sentence out of you. It's like
Siberian death camp.
So from age 44 till indefinite for second degree murder, he's gonna.
I don't want you to go into the Canadian legal system. I want you to work.
I want to transfer you to fucking Siberia.
You will work, and if you deny it, we will run you over with the fucking truck. Well, by accident.
I'm dying. I'm fucking dying.
Okay, so I'm not really of a Canadian.
Okay, so Mike has sentenced on life by definition of life, of no chance of parole, like the gymnast doctor in the U.S. who just got 175 years concurrency with no chance of parole.
Yeah,
lady's like, this is a death sentence. You really
here's another question. So say, to continue on that path, say he does a really good job for like 10, 15 years, just digging. Do we let him go, or
because he dug a good hole?
Because he did what he was told.
But he's 44.
He reformed.
I don't know. I think they should let everybody at the age of 70. Or maybe 80.
Did you just say eliminate?
No, I said it at the age of 80.
You eliminate?
I don't want to pay people. You know what? It gets expensive to keep people in jail because there's doctors involved.
Are you saying kill them?
No, I'm saying like send them out.
Open the door.
Just open the door. On your 80th birthday, you get out. Of course.
I don't know, but then
are you fucking crazy?
Well,
if you're like 79 and you hate someone, like
good, more power to you. If you're letting a 79-year-old kill you, you don't Darwin. I'm sorry. If a 79-year-old
kills our grandpa to commit the.
Well, I mean, like,
I don't know what Mike's brain just right there.
Heinous crime that we.
He's went. His brain just rewired.
See, it's not black and white. It's not.
No, it's like in the middle of swallowing on some sort of just split it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think.
That was funny.
And I used to think it was black and white. This is the problem of getting.
They gave him 22 years. He's 44.
Well, they gave him life, but he can get
in Canada 20.
So he'll serve 22.
So 22, 24. He'll be out in a couple of parole chances, especially.
Can I vape in here?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So my opinion on this case, it wasn't premeditated. He did kill them violently. He's not getting out for over 2 decades. Yeah, you're splitting hairs. I'm actually okay with the sentence.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
He's getting out when he's 66.
Why the fuck not?
Your life you're done. You've missed the good years.
I wish I didn't have
He's
to
got
work
20, probably less than 20 years. Let's be honest, your health.
This is the worst thing. This is why I picked Thursdays. I'm like, fuck, I just got 1 day left.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I got a huge day tomorrow.
I just got hired today, so.
Where are you working?
Congratulations. With our podcast?
Can I manipulate?
Did Mike hire you?
I'm not retarded, man.
No, I got hired at Liberty Tax as a receptionist.
Whoa!
Shout out to H&R Block, our next sponsor.
He's an H&R Block guy.
No.
That's fine.
Really?
We'll keep in touch. We can keep spies. I'm the district manager for H&R Block, so we would have hired you to be a goddamn.
God damn it!
Should have been here a little
Susan, what the fuck?
No.
Just kidding. No, okay, anyway, get back to your shit.
No. So, what are your thoughts, Susan? You're the expert here. This is obviously episode whatever 10 for you guys, 11. I don't know what you post this at.
You have the legal background.
Yeah,
Well, not really. Yeah.
We're just a bunch of bumbling idiots. You're the one that has these
I'm a freaking
certified.
psycho that would like take.
Smartest bitch ever.
You slept with a lot of lawyers. So
legit. No, she's smart.
legit. Shout out to that lawyer.
You missed the way you said that.
Okay. What's your take with this case?
I don't mind the 22 years.
Yeah.
I would almost want it like doubled because of the double homicide, right? Like
I can live with that.
Like so 44.
So 44 at 44 is basically life sentence.
Yeah. Like still with the life sentence, because like with the life sentence, when you get out on parole,
Is that a nicotine based?
You're under like surveillance, I guess,
for
the rest of your life. Like,
yeah.
So like, and I actually didn't realize that till like a little bit ago, like because it's like life in prison, but you get
hold it down for longer.
Yeah, but I can believe it. I mean, keep me under surveillance on 88. I don't care. It won't be hard. I'll be the guy in the water.
Yeah. Well, like the surveillance, so like parole officers are really like stretched.
Yeah.
Like you have one person with like 7 or 8 cases in a week.
The only way they check you is when they realize you haven't reported in for parole.
Yeah.
Basically, you chase down your parole officer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I feel the same way. I think, I could totally live with the fact that if they would give it a 22 per person. I don't know the difference between getting out of jail when you're 66 versus 88, especially if 22 of those years you're in a goddamn prison. You're not going to be the healthiest son of a bitch coming out. Let's be honest. The guy probably is pretty strong. But, you're going to come to jail at 66, not in the best shape of your life. No prospects. You basically just got Social Security money coming in at that point. It's not looking good. So,
well, here's the problem. I wanted to be a clinical psychologist for years, right? And unfortunately,
you were in
IT. Well, yeah. No, I wasn't. No, unfortunately, 80%. It's not rehabilitative. The prison system doesn't work, right?
And that's what it was like meant to be, like because we don't have a justice system.
No,
we have a legal system.
We have a penal system.
And Canada's better than the U.S. U.S. is a for-profit prison system.
Yeah, exactly. So I always have felt that the whole goal of prison should technically be to rehabilitate, and it should technically be to I
think it's a good holistic idea, and I've always thought that too. But I don't see how functionally that can happen unless you had one-on-one encounters with every goddamn inmate, and the cost of that would be astro-fucking-nominal.
Yeah, but there are prisons in Sweden or Switzerland. One of those.
We got 7 people in jail over there.
You know what? Go skiing.
And they
climb the Matterhorn.
They have the programming to rehabilitate, but
they also have 12,000 people in jail.
Yeah, but in Canada and the U.S., I think the U.S. worse. You just sit in a cell.
Yeah.
What is
that going to do anything?
Doing?
Well, and the prisons are run by people who make money, so they lobby for these, mandatory minimums and 3-strike rules, because what they want at the end of the day is they want more people in jail, because more people in jail is more money for them, and they get to build bigger, cooler prisons, and until that's fixed down there, I don't think.
And it's here too, though. Yeah. Like, not as bad, but it's here.
Yeah.
Like, it's
we're basically just like USA Light and everything.
Exactly.
Like,
so
diet US.
To me, like, that's just so, like, unproductive. Like, not that they should be productive, because, like, they're just not good people.
I want one of those. So here's the thing. I don't know really how to fix it, because it's capitalism, right? Like, but the problem is that
the best podcast. We got a new co-host.
You got me lost on the way here. If you get me lost now.
I'm so fucked when.
Did you use GPS?
She made me give directions, and I spoke to Joy right before we left.
Do you guys like leave Moray? You know where Moray?
Yeah, no, like, we live in St. James.
No, you live in St. James.
Shout out to the Instagram model who we're supposed to have on our show coming up, who like had to get a ride here and like didn't know the bus schedule, and like so this. Well, I guess you might still come on the show, but if you're listening, God bless you. And like, she's like,
do you do Instagram models?
Oh, we do, yeah.
No.
We,
well, dial it back 20 years and maybe.
We just felt really... We felt really bad because she's like, my ride just dissed me.
Somebody's
I gotta take the
broken.
bus for a connection. I'm like,
but you realize
I ride to come. I said I can get here, but I can't drive.
You can't drive home.
Be fucked.
I live like 3 minutes
this
away.
This how these shows go. I'm gonna be fucked. You gotta find your own ride.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think she was like 19.
I don't.
We're gonna reschedule her though. She's coming up.
Cool.
Yeah. What are we talking about though?
Murder.
Like
final thoughts.
Yeah, we're just wrapping
Final thoughts. Thank you.
I think we've.
Wait, what?
I want to talk about final thoughts. You know
I want to talk about final thoughts.
Okay, it's your turn because Mike, you were.
We all want to talk about.
You did.
Yeah, you did.
I just
started
you. You haven't
Okay,
yet.
go ahead. Yes.
Okay,
like the work camp idea.
Yeah.
We were talking about like productive.
I want that.
Like that to me, like because it's being productive in like the advancement of society. If you want to get into that,
you're teaching them skills.
Yeah, like that's actual job skills. Like when you, which like because that's a huge problem is like reoffending, right? Because you just open the door and be like, hey, have a good life, and they're like, what do I do now?
You see it all the time, teach a skill at the very least. I'm sure there is tasks that our society needs done.
Yes.
That you have this labor force
that nobody wants to do.
That
like
that nobody wants to do, or make
I did that for 3 years.
or make sandbags.
Yeah, like shoveling shit. It sucks, man. Big shit.
Like flooding. Like we flood every year.
Yeah, like or here's
the other thing. You got the death funeral. Death is everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. Who wants to deal with fucking bodies and fucking?
How has nobody mentioned getting fucked in the ass? Because I feel like that's the best
I said I would look great, and I don't want to go to jail.
No, you shouldn't.
No,
there's a lot of people that want to go to jail for that.
No, well, those guys are probably going to jail for doing that. So good, more power.
But I think these.
Hey, let's do this.
Like,
my name's Captain Lube. Subblock 16, come see me. On Freaky Fridays.
There's a lot of shit that people don't want to do, and these people should be made to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to monitor them and take care of them and make sure. But that's
what shock collars are for. I mean, you can come up with a way, but yeah, I do believe that we do underutilize our prisons without being mean or Stalin-esque. But there are things.
Here's the thing. Everybody complains, how come they didn't get the McDonald's meal? You're in fucking jail. What that means is you're no longer a human.
People in jail complain they didn't get McDonald's.
Are a dog of society, and that is
you're below a dog.
Yes, I love my dog, man. You are a piece of shit, and we're gonna treat you like that. Enough is enough. Like Canada, grab your balls.
I agree.
And enough is enough. Like, I just.
I agree.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just freaked out there for a minute. I
agree.
Yeah. No, I think that's I think we underutilize our prisoners, and I don't think you'd have to put them in like Although you could offer them, like in the movies, if you go beat up these terrorists, we'll give you 5 years off your like Suicide Squad.
That's fine.
Yeah, but no, I think it's baking for the homeless, building shelters. I mean, there's things that are low skill, high labor.
Like, holy shit!
Fuck not making license plates, but you know.
Why do we have homeless in Canada? Why can't these people make them not homeless? Why can't they?
I don't understand why they can't just go and apply for jobs. I was unemployed for a couple weeks and boom, got myself a job. Me. Like homeless people.
Homeless people.
Yeah, well, there's like a whole bunch of other issues with that. Like, but
we were talking to the kids about this, about the fact that, you know, because my 6-year-old son asked the exact same question.
Okay.
We're driving by and we've seen the panhandlers all the time.
Yeah.
And my 6-year-old son's like, those guys just want money.
Yeah.
And, and he gets from me like, yeah, they do. Well, no, I don't care what they want. They do want money.
Some people
want it for good reasons.
Some people aren't even homeless. They're just like me and you, pretending they're homeless.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, I'd love to find that guy because I will punch him right the fuck.
Well, yeah, wasn't that like a big thing a few years ago?
Yeah,
like,
a number of years.
There was a guy
that interviewed.
Yeah.
And he was grossing over $100 a day.
Yeah.
Panhandling. Of course, that's quote unquote tax free. So he's making $500 or $700 a week.
Yeah.
If I ever found out,
he's never paying tax.
Right on the street.
And he says I eat steak.
We cover you on it.
My boyfriend used to be a street kid. He used to bake.
Good, raise your bar. And just throwing that out there. There are lots of good guys out there that have jobs. He
has a job now.
But let's go into that.
Shout out to dude that has a job.
Did you ever?
I hope he's not watching.
It turned off, so the live stream's no longer.
Did you ever find out like why he did that? Like,
yeah, he was addicted to meth.
Oh. Okay.
Shout out to Matt.
So
this was years ago. This was years ago.
This is before Matt was cool. He was like the OG Matt. He was like
the guys who do the squeegees.
He was hipster.
Yes, he literally called himself a squeegee kid. Oh my god, he's gonna kill me.
He would do the squeegee thing on Broadway. Like,
he was on his resume.
He was a squeegee. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, we washed my windows.
Well, because he was like,
and then I would take a loony and light it with a lighter and then give it to him and then watch him drop it and then I would drive away. And then it was like Raiders Lost Ark. He had the fateful loony burnt into his hand.
No, he's a good guy now.
What?
Yeah,
got his act together.
Like her boyfriend, okay?
Big step up.
He was a meth addict, and he lived on the street.
But
now has a job.
Now he does less meth.
And
he doesn't do any meth. We just smoke a lot.
He's on meth less.
No, fuck off. He doesn't smoke meth.
I'm just kidding. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I hear it's
true.
All I'm saying is that I would rather see.
I'm going to start meth when I'm 80.
Penalize.
What's the loss?
Everybody's got problems.
I'm starting all the hard drugs.
But enough is enough. Like, yeah, they got to. If somebody kills somebody, yeah, you gotta pay the price. But there's a lot of
depends why you kill.
There's a lot of crimes that don't require that, and like for example, myself, if I would have been put in jail back when I was 18 and did a bunch of break-ins.
I would have barely break-ins. You stole bacon,
but it didn't matter. It was the will.
It was Grand Theft Bacon.
It was the will of the judge.
He's sounding all OG.
I'm telling you right now, if I would have went to jail, I would have been a hardened criminal. And instead, I had to write an essay and do like 100 hours of fucking community work.
Working at the recycling bin. Weekend jail.
That's actually a thing.
Oh, huge. Yeah, there was a kid in Toronto that got his girlfriend. BC got his girlfriend killed, but now he's in university and he was like a very white collar family.
Well,
makes.
I think those are the only people that get weekend sentences. But
and so he was going to jail on the weekends and got to skip the weekends where his university team had a hockey game because he's on the university hockey team.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
So like the dude was doing like weekend jail like during the winter, like 1 weekend out of 7.
Yeah.
So like what a rough sentence. It's like I'd be every 7 weekends I'd be like, hey, I go to see Kenny. He's in jail. I haven't seen him for like 7 weeks. Yeah, life's rough. Just get your coach to schedule a fucking game on a Saturday and you don't go. That's a joke.
Yeah.
That's where the system, the big picture, someone's got to step back 50,000 feet and say, okay, the optics in this is shit.
You guys, does anybody want to talk about Robert Pickerton?
Pickerton?
Yeah. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The painkiller.
What?
I don't know who that is. Help me out here.
Oh yeah, Filler.
One of like the worst Canadian serial
Yeah,
killers.
he's what.
Okay, I've never heard of him.
BC?
Alberta,
Or was it Alberta? Yeah, 'cause he had a pig
and he
farm.
killed a bunch of hookers and buried their bodies on his farm. It was a pig farm, and when
There's
they,
only.
because we ate the other one at Christmas.
See, this is why I have these knives available.
Yeah.
I told you you'd have fun.
Yeah. You can come back. You can come back anytime. Yeah, no, he was. I don't. Well, it's been a while.
I don't
since I've
actually
done that
know
cake.
how much this is, but
Susan, you're the best.
No, she's driving. It's only
sister
3.
ever.
there's only
I'm
3.
your only twin sister, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
all right. Well, you guys take the appropriate amount. Oh, what happened?
It's
I lost something.
They just met. Every last time you had a magician making these, you know, he's like, what happened?
The worst of this.
They're kicking in. I don't even yet.
This is a skinning knife, and all I use it for is cutting the cat food. And,
Okay, so for those of you that can't see anything,
Good
because
to know.
the camera did shut off about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, what's
I'm
your
like,
thank
cat?
God.
oh, bingo. I'm not sure
Is
what
this
bingo.
podcast over?
what?
Is this podcast over?
It's never over.
It's not.
This is the good part. This is the.
This is the final part.
This is
I
the
fucking
after.
hope so.
This is when we're all fucked and it's
I'm
like
gonna have
the
the after
mused
dinner.
and booze part.
The music, the heavy on the
The Muse and
boozing.
booze. Oh,
Less musing. More
you must have
boozing.
read our stickers.
Fuck. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Fuck, I tried to be like, I prepared for this shit. I did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, thank God it's only 10:30. I still got a good hour.
I
or
gotta
two.
get up at like.
I got an hour or two good for me.
I have no class tomorrow, so we're good.
I'm holding a meeting. Oh, I gotta be at work by like 7:30 or something.
Well, I got to be working 7 too, but I mean, I won't feel nothing.
These are good.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
So this is what is? No, I taste weed.
I taste sweet too, but it's still good.
So
Well, are we gonna wrap this up?
What the hell?
We're just fucking eating edibles. Can
I
I Snapchat?
Yeah.
Are you guys okay with that?
I don't even know what that is.
Mike is all over it. Mike
No.
thinks you're sending him dick pics.
I don't have
So, again, we thank you for coming on tonight.
What the hell? We're still on?
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Jesus Christ!
We can start talking about Picton and then like.
Yeah, and then you
I
stop.
want to talk about Picton.
I don't have a lot of details to give you.
Pickerton.
I don't actually like.
Yeah.
I haven't researched that one yet because it is planned for
Yeah.
later. But like, I do know he's like one of the worst serial killers in Canada.
What do you know? What happened? Oh, like,
Well,
let's-
maybe we
let's-
can
let's
get
do
together-
A quick, we won't. We're not going to analyze it. We're just doing.
I just like know he like killed like prostitutes and like buried
Buried
them
their
on his pig
bodies
farm.
on a pig
Yeah.
farm, and then so I don't remember
I remember
how he got busted.
how he got caught because this was the greatest thing. It was just chance. It was just chance because he had a farm and
that had pigs on it,
had
And
pigs.
dead prostitutes.
and the
And
pigs turned him in.
Guess this. Guess what? Pigs eat anything.
Yeah.
You feed them, they will eat it. And then what he would do is he would burn the barrels of oil in his crop to make it seem like there was something going on. There's burning. And for years, he got away with it. And then
Yeah.
one day, a hunter happened to stumble upon.
You might want to do some research when you come to your podcast just to verify these facts. Don't take this as Bible. I'm just saying. I am not saying you're wrong. I am just saying
All
it
I'm
sounds
saying-
like a
okay,
movie we
you know
saw.
what? I'm gonna sum this up is Robert Pinkerton got caught because it was an accident of
Well,
a
most-
hunting
I think
party.
most do. The cop's biggest fear in the world.
He had everything planned though. Everything was immense. The pigs ate everything and they devoured shit.
Do you
within
watch the
days.
Netflix show Manhunter? Just came out a couple weeks ago.
Like the Unabomber one.
No. It's a show on how they started the FBI.
Oh, Mindhunter.
Mindhunter. Sorry, Mindhunter.
Because they have Manhunt.
Yeah.
Which I'm
Yeah,
watching both
Mindhunter.
of them. I'm like
Yeah.
halfway through both. Yeah.
Yeah, the idea of oh god damn it.
Behavior.
Yeah, well, it was about. I got nothing. Really good
The
point.
behavior.
Mindhunter
Well, it was the behavioral science division how they got it started in FBI, but related to what we were just talking about there, Mike, we were talking about Pinkerton. Oh, the fact that what they have come out in public and said, that division of the FBI, is that, quite honestly, and it's their biggest fear is the guy who decides, who's like Mike, and decides, you know what, I got a million hours of pent-up rage, and I want to go kill someone, but to kill one person. And to go kill one random and not do it again is what they're afraid of, because honestly, all
you
science
go.
aside, unless you really fuck it up, they can't catch you.
Yeah.
Where they catch these guys is when they do it again and again, and they finally
really
make a
like these.
mistake.
Where do you get them?
Yeah.
So Pickerton made a mistake, allegedly,
time.
according to Mike or whatever. I believe there was something to that.
BC.
But the point being is that if you just were living in Winnipeg and you decided, you know what, I'm going to fly to New Orleans and I'm going to walk down the back streets of New Orleans for a week, and on one night at 3 a.m, I see a homeless guy lying on the side of the road, and I walk up there and pop him with a 9mm and then melt that gun down and fly home,
Yeah.
and then never kill someone again, and because I got away with it, the cops are saying there's like a 1% chance we will ever solve that crime.
Yeah.
People that do that, though, are fucked, and they do it again and again, and then they make the mistake that allegedly leads them down the path of
Yeah.
getting caught. It's the one-offs that decide that I'm just going to go, and that's why most one-offs are people you know, because, you pissed me off, Julie, I'm going to kill you because you came here and you ate all our food. Then they can try it
You ate all
together.
our
But to
food.
do a one-off, the most least advertised and least you never hear of is the cases where it's a one-off on a total stranger.
Yeah, it's
Because
actually
it's
really rare.
It is incredibly rare.
Like for
and the ones that do happen,
edible, it's
honestly, they have hard to categorize because the cops have said they have no way. Hold on, Mike.
Yeah.
Our viewers have got mad when we have
what the fuck?
conversations.
Isn't this over?
No, we're still
What
recording.
is going on here? I
I'm
don't.
so sorry.
We're almost wrapping it up.
I know I'm doing this for you, man.
But on the point
I'm-
being is that the cops have said there probably have been more one-off kills than they know
Edit this
about.
shit out.
But the thing is, they have no way of knowing because it's impossible. You find a dead body, and you maybe attribute it to another serial killer, or most likely an accident, or just unknown. And if Mike decides to go off one day
Do you remember?
and disappear for the weekend and fly to San Francisco and kill a homeless person at 3 a.m. and fly back the next day,
What are they gonna do?
and magically
What are they
get rid of
gonna
all
do?
his evidence and didn't leave a fingerprint, they're never going to find you. As long as you don't get addicted to it and do it again and again and
I'm
again.
gonna
It's
show
the
you
rep-
guys this. This
Oh, God,
axe
okay.
here.
So
I love this axe.
before we talk about
This
the
axe.
axe,
This axe. Feel that blade.
it's dull as shit.
This is enough to kill somebody.
Well, yeah.
I bought this for $20. I bought this for $20 on eBay.
Sorry, folks,
They
I came
sent
so
it
close.
to me, and I could, if I knew how to use it, I could probably do something.
Our
But
podcasts always have a natural timeline on them because at some point it falls off a cliff. So, in all seriousness, we want to thank you, ladies, for coming over. We'd love to do this again sometime
Yeah, no,
down in the
fuck yeah.
future. This was a
yes,
blast.
follow up.
Yeah, we'll do a follow-up episode a couple months down the road. Shout out to 204 what?
Real fun.
True
Crimes.
204.
Track 204. It's on my
True
phone.
crime 204.
Oh, look, you remember.
Yeah.
I was listening to your episode with my son in the car. So.
Soon to be sistered by Two Crime.
And
431.
shout out to this girl because she runs like
Yes,
the
thank you,
best
Julie,
show
for
ever.
coming.
Yeah, thanks, Julie, for
I'm
coming.
sorry I didn't know much, but Susan, you know how to run that shit.
Yeah.
You're so good at it.
Susan
So-
came prepared.
Oh.
Mike and I tried our best. Folks, hope you enjoyed today's true crime episode. We'll do another one in the future. I do have a book. We could do a million of them. It's really not our thing, though. We like slumming in the...
We didn't even mention. Oh my God! Don't piss off Jeremy.
Oh,
Here.
oh, shout out.
We have
yes,
not
we've been...
mentioned.
I don't...
Who's
Do not.
Jeremy?
Well-
Jeremy is the one that we got these beers from.
Remember, I do cut a promo beforehand, so we'll do a big shout out. But again, with the whole evening, if you've heard we've had a great time, it's only because we've been drinking Brazen Hall Beer de Garde, the beer of choice.
Beer de Garde.
Thank you to Brazen Hall. I was there tonight to pick up our sponsored beverages, and the place was off the chains. There had to be 500 people in there. There was live music. It was wing night. I did not know this many people went out on a Winnipeg on a
And they
Wednesday.
cracked the
So
keg
San Jose
tonight.
Sharks, fuck you. You should come to Winnipeg on a Wednesday. It was fantastic. We got to head out there and do another recording with them. We'd like to talk to them about brewing a Musing While Boozing beer.
What was this beer tonight you picked up?
Beer de Garde.
Beer de
It's
Garde.
basically they sell more of this than anything else. This is their beer of choice.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, so cheers, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
True Crime 204. And again, everybody keep musing while boozing.
This has been an MK Cast production.
Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I know. I'm thinking if I take another drink of whiskey, I'm gonna wake up on the floor. Here's what I'm thinking. Oh, and here's what I know. I'm thinking it's a damn good day when you're drunk by noon and passed out by 4. you, but they can buy a drink. And here's to the soldiers that are overseas. For the rest of your life, you should be drinking for free. Oh, well, here's to the chicks that won't make you beg. They'll do you all night, but won't sleep in your bed. Yeah, here's to the hangover I got right now. Gonna drink it away with some 70 Crown. Here's to the blue-collar working man. Raise your finger in the air if you don't give a damn. Here's to the strippers getting college degrees. Gonna donate $1, education's for free.